Hi, hello everyone who's joining in. Welcome to my live session. In today's session, I will be talking to author Poonam Singh about her book Transforming Life's Blues into Bliss, and talking about the author, a former school teacher, school coordinator, and educationalist. Author Poonam Singh got interested in writing post-retirement. And Transforming Life's Blues into Bliss is a quotes book that's an amalgamation and result of an extensive experience. So I will be adding the author and let's start talking about the book. Okay, I have sent an invite and I'm hoping that she'll accept it from her end. Hi ma'am, how are you?
I'm good, Siddhi. How are you? And
All well, ma'am.
and it's a great pleasure and great honor to be on your show. I
Thank
hope.
you so much. The honor is all mine, ma'am. So I was telling the viewers about the book Transforming Life's Blues into Bliss.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I zapped through this book, but there were times when, it made me stop and ponder. There were moments when I discussed a particular quote with my family members, asked them, "Do you agree with this? What are your views on this?" And I think, um, every book has a role in your life, and a book, when it becomes a conversation starter, it's already won. So, congratulations for penning this down and for bringing it to our perusal.
Uh,
Thank you so much.
thank you so much, Siddhi. I think it was a great compliment for me.
So, ma'am, how long have you been working on this book, and what was your motive at the outset when you decided to publish this book?
Yeah, Siddhi, actually, the time I took for writing this book is a little long period compared to the word count which I have in my book. Because
Right.
initially when I started, I never decided to be, I never thought even in my mind that one day I would be, this book will be published or something of that sort will happen. I never thought that a book will come into being and I will be a published author one day. I never thought on those lines at that time. Actually,
Hmm.
what was happening was, as you told, it gave my introduction before that I was a teacher and a school
Yeah.
coordinator before. So post retirement, I got a lot of time. I was just doing the households, and sometimes I used to sit back and look back at on my heydays in the school and with my colleagues and all. I was still in contact with my colleagues on WhatsApp chats and other social media platforms and all. So I was connected with them. So we used to talk a lot, and sometimes some good things came to my mind, and I thought, why not write these things down somewhere. Like it was just somewhere that came to me, to my mind.
Right.
So what
Right.
happened was, I started writing those thoughts on Facebook story first. Every day,
Hmm.
like not every day, every third day I was writing one thought on the Facebook story and posting it on the Facebook story. So it went on like that for many months, you can say. And then for about 7 or 8 months, I was just posting it like that, sometimes after 3 days, after 4 days, or sometimes every consecutive day. But one day, and I got a lot of likes. The people
Hmm.
somehow resonated with my work and with my writings, with the course which I was posting. They said that it's bookish stuff, so why not uh, uh, why not get it published? So
Right.
with the help of my husband, my family support and all, I thought that I think it's a good idea, that why not convey my messages to the readers who are interested in motivational kind of things. So that is how it happened, and it took me around, you can say, if to be precise, that it took me around 7 to 8 months to pen down all these quotes. I think I've written down 136 quotes in this book, and it took me that long. Although the word count is very less compared to the time that I've taken, because I was not, it was not, never in my mind to get to convert it into a book. It was just
Correct.
that I was writing quotes just for just for like people keep on posting so many things on social media, that the same way I was posting. But when I got so much appreciation for my work, so I thought that I think it can be a good stuff for a book.
Right.
And your second question, that no, I would never, it was not intentional that I'll be, what do you say? Did I have some particular motive?
Motive,
No, I
yeah.
did not
Yeah.
have any, yeah, I did not have any particular motive initially. As I told you, that it was simply for the sake of posting and sake of sharing my life experiences with the world, that I was writing all these things. But since, and it was all happening very organically on the Facebook story and all. And so it was not intentional, or never had any motive. I was neither a motivational speaker at any point of my life. I was a science student throughout, and but when you grow with age, what happens is the insight, the wisdom comes to you, and you start, you have so much experience of your life, that
Mhm.
you have so many stories to tell, so many things to tell. So all that was concise in the form of quotes. That happened with me, actually. That so it was not, there was no motive, but it happened organically, and I came to this position right now, as of now, that my quotes have been have been taken up with great applaud by a lot of people, and so that's how.
Right. So, you said that you were not a motivational speaker, but I would like to point out here that our teachers are our motivational speakers, that the first motivational speakers that we come across. So, yeah. And I wanted to know, post-retirement, this is a new beginning, a new era for you. How important is it for all of us to have that second inning, in your opinion?
Yeah, the second inning is, I think, is more important than the one you have led, because the first one is, the first inning of your life is very much busy kind of thing. Like first you are a student, then you get married, and then you become, you take up some job or something, and then you're busy and busy with your family, with your children, with their studies, with the studies of their children. You are busy, you have a busy life, you have a hectic life, and you have no time to say that I'm getting bored. There's no time to say that you're getting bored, or you have nothing to do, how to pass the time. Those questions aren't there in your first inning. But when you come to
True.
the second inning of your life, that those questions do come, that how to pass your time, when, or
Right.
when you're through with your family responsibilities, and there's no not much work to do at home also. Like household also has become a routine with you by this age. So you want to do, if your life has been an academic one, uh,
Mm.
from the beginning, then you can't just sit idle. You feel like
True.
doing something good for the society, or for your, first for yourself and then for the society. And so second inning is difficult, but you can make it beautiful if you just think a little, if you just tease your brain a little, maybe you can give an extension to what you have done in your first inning. You can extend that in your second inning. If you were a teacher, maybe you can take up tuitions, or if you're not, if you don't want to put in so much effort, because teaching is not a job which can be taken lightly. There's a lot of effort which is to be put in. So maybe uh, you may not, but in some way, the teacher has got kind, as you said, that she is a preacher. She is
First,
a
yeah,
preacher,
yeah.
yes. So you can take up some kind of a job which is related to that. And in the
Right.
school also, I was writing doing a lot of writings. Actually, I was
Lovely.
writing the school thing on the social media, like posting blogs and all about the school. And I was the editor of the school magazine, yearly school magazine.
Right.
So that way I was into writing from there itself. So that was one of my passions, which I took up later in the second inning.
Lovely.
So second inning, yeah.
So, as a writer, do you have a fixed schedule, or are these thoughts like spontaneous writing?
Yeah, good question. Like for me, they are spontaneous only most of the time. I'm unable to keep a fixed schedule, but ever since I started my second book, I had to keep a schedule for that.
Right.
Because for the course, I told you that whenever any good thought came to my mind, I used to pen it down on a piece of paper and later on build upon it. And but when I started with my next book, I had to keep a writing schedule, and that
Lovely.
is, I made myself, I assured that I do some kind of writing for at least an hour, and that time is from 4 to 5 for me. That suits me best, and most of the time at that time I'm writing. So that way I've kept a schedule also, but it's not so fixed. Like it depends
Right.
on, yeah.
So, when you're penning these thoughts, are these thoughts particularly for yourself? Like sometimes we do tend to come up with a certain thought because we are going through a certain situation, and those thoughts like sometimes become our, you know, our hope at that point in time for that particular situation. Or are you writing for your readers?
Uh, See, as I told you that initially I was writing uh, I was sharing my experiences, my life experiences on the Facebook story.
Mhm.
So in a way, you can say that I was writing for myself, because I never thought that I'll have a reader community later in the future, or I'll have some good followers who will be following my reading and all, my writing and all. So initially, though you can say that, of course, I was writing it for myself. And when I had penned down about 70 to 80 quotes, then uh, this idea had come to my mind that I'll get it published
Right.
in the form of a book. I'll get these quotes published in the form of a book. So at that time, I thought that why not write from the reader's perspective,
Hmm.
a few quotes from the
Hmm.
reader's perspective. So maybe
Okay.
my later quotes are from the reader's perspective, you can say in that way. But initially, I was writing for myself, but my later quotes. I was keeping in view that these are going to be read by people. These are going to be read later on. So why not write with some little more sense? I mean to say.
Right. So the quotes cover wide spectrum of our life. There is love, there is professional life, there is parenting, there is a lot many things that you've included in this book. So I want to know, do your quotes become a source of inspiration for you yourself?
Yes, they become a source of. Initially, when I was writing, they were a source of inspiration for me only. Something that had inspired me in my life, that I was penning it down. So yes, I get a lot of inspiration from my quotes. Sometimes when I'm alone and just I flick the pages of my book, and happened to go through some of the quotes. Some of the quotes do catch up my eye, and I ponder on them and analyze them, and I really do get very good insights out of them. Here I would like to quote one or two quotes which inspired me.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. For example, this quote on the first quote on page number 2, that is the first quote: education is not a thing to be displayed, it's a thing to be imbibed.
True.
This, yeah, this thing, this became my first quote because, actually speaking, I was a very competitive person in my had been a very competitive person in my school time. Since my school time, I was all the time in competition. Like whenever I used to study, I was in studying because I had to compete with others. So but at this age of mine, I realized that it's not all about competition. The studies and all is not all about competition. It's about gaining wisdom, gaining,
True.
yeah, it's about, it's not only the study and study, it's about gaining wisdom from there. And so this quote came into being, and this became my first quote as well, that I don't have to uh, keep my studies or show my studies. It is not a thing to be displayed. It has to be imbibed. That what you gain from those studies, what insight did you gain, what wisdom did you get. So this, I did get inspiration. So, and they inspire me till today also. Yeah.
Right. With
Yeah.
respect to what you just spoke, there is about competition. There is another
Yeah.
quote here called association, in which you write, you cannot associate with people when
Hmm.
you don't grow with them, which is very vital. I have learned it. There is this toxic energy around us most of the time, wherein we are jealous of the other person, but we don't want them to grow. This thought process that um
Uh,
we do not understand one thing, that we can grow along with them if we want to.
yeah.
And it's just that we also have to realize that आपके नसीब का कोई और नहीं छीन सकता. When this particular thought sinks in, you ultimately and automatically start, making sure that we are growing with
Hmm.
each other. And this
Hmm.
feeling of let's keep growing together
Yeah.
um, gets sort of instilled in all of us. But
Yeah.
yeah, so this is one particular quote which I happen to flip now, and I saw it when you were talking about competition. So
Yeah.
yes, it's a beautiful quote and true, absolutely, 100% fact.
Yeah.
So do you plan to continue publishing quotes? Are you going to come up with a book in fiction or non-fiction category anytime soon?
Siddhi, see, most probably I will not continue with the course book as such, but of recently I have been publishing quotes on Instagram by the title "Good Vibes at Evening Tea," and which I'm
Right.
enjoying writing, and I'm enjoying posting it every time whenever I have my tea at 5 o'clock in the evening. So I think I will definitely continue with that, writing quotes on that Instagram page.
Right.
Definitely will go with that, and it will also depend upon what kind of response I get from the people. I've just started, so I'm waiting for the response. Even though I've started getting good views, reviews, and all, so
Yeah.
I will be continuing with it definitely.
Right.
And but uh, like there's a I will be continuing with this, but my next book is going to be in the self-help genre only. uh,
Mhm.
uh, yeah, so that will come live by the end of this year. So people get a lot of enthusiasm by reading fiction and thrillers and
Right.
all, rom-coms and all those, but I think these self-help books prepare you for your future life. They help you to face the challenges of the life. and they
True.
make you resilient and all that. So,
True.
and people have, I've seen this uh, shift towards the self-help genre. People have started liking these books, and they are
Yes.
shifting to this category as well.
Because it's the need of the hour, ma'am. Like we
Yeah.
all are grinding ourselves in the hustle and bustle, and we are
Mhm.
hailing ourselves as hustlers, but in
Yeah.
fact, we've lost the peace of mind, and we each one of us is looking for that
Mhm.
one bit of happiness,
One
that
bit of,
one
yeah.
minute of peace that, howsoever we can achieve it, we want to achieve it.
Mhm.
So, my next question to you is,
Yeah.
how has the feedback for the book been so far?
Yeah, the feedback has been good, I would say, much above my expectation. Like what I had expected initially, that I'm just a beginner and I'm not
Mm-hmm.
even writing a full-fledged book, which, if you say it like that, it was just quotes which people write for themselves, maybe in some diary or something, or maybe posting on Twitter or something. But I had converted into a book, so I had a lot of apprehensions. But as far as the feedback goes, yes, I've got good reviews, very good reviews on my book, and they're all genuine reviews. The AI generated
Lovely.
line has also given that tag to my reviews, that the fake reviews have no place here, something like that they have written. The AI
Lovely.
generated line comes up, pops up this is a new feature in the Amazon site.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So
Lovely. So,
uh,
um, have you come across anybody like who has just stopped you and said, "Ki this particular quote was so amazing, I resonated with it," or this book is a lifesaver for me, or any other positive feedback which you would like to share with us?
Yes, of course, not a lifesaver, but people have appreciated. In fact, one of my husband's friends had come to our place when this book was initially published, and he said that he was so overwhelmed with this book that he has used the blank spaces to jot down, to extrapolate my thoughts, what I've written. He had
Wow.
actually prepared notes on those quotes, extrapolated them and written that, oh yes, this is the insight we get. And he found it
Lovely.
really helpful and very intriguing. And so he said that, he told me that he was so motivated by your writing that I have also started writing a book. He told me this,
Lovely.
I think 1 year back, maybe. I don't know where he has landed up now. He must have completed his book if he had started it at that time. So that
Amazing.
was one of the very good feedback I got from uh, a friend of mine only.
True.
So
Um,
yeah,
it's said that even if our book changes the life of one single person, then we've won. Then
yeah,
it's
of
actually
course,
the whole purpose of that book was
is served.
to reach that
Yeah,
one person and change that person's life. So that's the biggest
yeah,
award that a writer can hope for.
yeah.
So my last question for this session would be, what's your advice to budding authors out there and also to the writers? What can they expect from the book?
Yeah. To the budding authors, like I am also no established author. I'm also a budding author only. So a budding author giving an advice to other budding authors. Yeah, I would advise you that give wings to your writing passion if you have it. Give it wings. Be optimistic about how your writing is going to fare in the world. Be optimistic about it, and continue writing. And but write what interests you and what is genuine. Do that. Uh, what is genuine and what is authentic, because these days people have started taking use of making use of AI generated content also, which is not a good habit. Write what comes from within you, I think that would be my greatest advice to the budding authors, because originality is a thing which will pay you off in long term. That is the only thing.
True.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely. Right.
and yeah. To the readers, like I would say
Yeah,
that
to the readers, yes.
that yeah, I think my book has done pretty well, and it's a good read for any age. These self-help books make you resilient. They make you believe in yourself, and all that. They help you boost your morale. So I think self-help genre has made a good place in the bookshelf of the people, and so they are very much liked and they are very much praised. So इसके लिए जाना चाहिए, maybe इसके लिए जाना चाहिए, बिल्कुल जाना चाहिए to for self help. uh,
Right.
like fiction and all, they do enthuse you for some time, but self help gives you wisdom for your life, आगे की life के लिए they give you very good wisdom.
True that. True. Thank you so much, ma'am, for talking to me. And for the viewers, Transforming Life's Blues into Bliss is a quotations book. And I never had a dull moment while reading this book. There were times when I would contemplate over a quote, discuss it with my friends and family. So this is the effect that this book has had on me, and you might benefit from reading this book. I'm sure of that. So go ahead, grab a copy of this book. It's available on all online retailers. So thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me, Siddhi. It was my pleasure totally to be on your show. Thank you so
Honored,
much.
ma'am. Thank you.